As promised, continue to get acquainted with alien discoveries. In last issue told about dozens of missions to the planets, the solar system and its satellites, down to giant Jupiter. It was the turn of the rest of the bodies. Lovely ringed planet has doomed astronomers. And that's finally Space Umbrella Pioneer 11, launched by NASA in 1973. 6 years later, flew 20,000 kilometers from the clouds of Saturn. The device first showed Earthlings the face of a mysterious planet and its satellite Titan. 2 more missions were launched towards Saturn, as a result of which the portfolio was replenished with fresh satellite photos and the planet itself. There is currently a station in orbit around Saturn. Cassini and her partner is Umbrella Huygens. Back in 2005 made a soft landing on Titania, giving humanity the opportunity for the first time. See in detail. Large satellite. Mission repeatedly extended due to its exceptional productivity. As a result, new satellites were discovered, in particular Daphnis, whose orbit is located inside the rings. The gas giant, regarding Titania. Then through the eyes of the probe, people saw on its surface methane lakes, diameter of hundreds of kilometers, pebbles of 15 centimeter size, blurred relief, similar to impact, produced on the ground by terrestrial rivers. Winds blowing in the atmosphere of Titania, according to instrument measurement, relatively small from 25 kilometers per hour. The sound of those atmospheric gusts was successfully recorded. Temperature on the surface of the satellite invigorating -179°C. To study titanium and sell it in more detail, a new research mission is planned in 2020. Uranium. The farther away we are from the Sun, the less studied our distant neighbors become. It was sent to Uranus in 1977, the only non-manned mission in the face of the probe Voyager to the sides. Smart number of shots, including photos of previously unknown rings, planets, and new Earth satellites. Astronomers were waiting for a surprise. Previously thought that satellites after formation cool quickly and turn into a smooth, boring desert, baked by wounds of meteorite craters. But in the case of Miranda, it turned out to be untrue. It has ridges and cliffs on it, which talk about tectonic activity, baby. On uranium, as expected, quite frosty -214°C. But one surprise still shocks scientists. Temperature at both poles, the planets are the same. That somewhat puzzled astronomers. In the coming 2018, the US plans to launch a mission for a more detailed study of the planet and her companions. Neptune. To distant Neptune. Back in 1977, the same Voyager 2 was sent, but reached the apparatus of the vicinity of the planet. Only in 12 years were obtained photos of Neptune and its satellite Newt, which surprised a lot with the presence of geysers. In the realm of eternal ice, no one expected to discover such a phenomenon. This suggests that there are seasonal lakes on the satellite. Also, Newt struck with such a unique sight, like cryovolcans, when instead of hot lava breaks out of the crater, deadly ice nitrogen, exactly on the right one. Satellite of Neptune anomalous volcanoes were discovered. First time. Pluto. The only mission sent to the NATO planet, according to the findings of some scientists, took place in 2006. Apparatus called New Horizons set a goal. Study Corin, unchanged tiny satellite of Pluto. Making maps of both bodies. Examination of copper belt objects. The learning process is still ongoing. Ceres and Vesta. Only in 2011, Earth Automatic Orbital Station made it to this major asteroid. Vesta distinguishes from other two notable details. Huge crater 25 kilometers deep, and the top is 22 kilometers high. A diameter 180 kilometers. By relative height, she's challenging Olympus primacy, one of the highest mountains of the solar system, located on Mars. Scientists guess, as with a diameter of about 550 kilometers, Vesta withstood such a powerful blow. Further, MS investigated Charu, finding a lot of water ice on it. Interesting that first space speed necessary to orbit the planet Lycera is 0 as much as 36/100 kilometers per second. For comparison, on Earth this indicator is equal to 790 kilometers per second. Comets and asteroids. The most researched and how later turned out to be photogenic became famous Comet Galley, relatively frequent guest in the solar system. First time aboard a space body in 1978. Got hit by International Comet Explorer. He flew enchantingly through the tail of Sky Beauty at a distance of 7,800 kilometers from its core. Comet Galley continued to study the Soviet Union. Japanese probes. Other bodies were also studied. For example, Comet Tempel 1 and Wild 2. In the last case, particles of cometary matter were captured. About asteroids, a total of 9 successful missions were conducted, one of which was accompanied by a landing on the heavenly body. Did at least one umbrella try to break outside our limited Merca solar system? Of course, it is at this minute Voyager 1 is at 137, Voyager 2 is 113 astronomical units from the Sun. Flying devices in different directions, first to the north, second to the south. In 2012, Umbrella Viger 1 committed then. That failed number 1 man-made apparatus left the heliosphere. The thing is that how is the Earth surrounded by a protective atmosphere? So our planetary system has a kind of shield. Now in the second umbrella is gradually leaving this area, collecting amazing information. Turns out, in opposite parts of the heliosphere, the data differ. For example, devices detected a different amount of highly charged particles. That is, the solar wind, and even its different direction. Remarkable, what's on the north side of Helio Shield? Voyager 1 observed an active collision of solar wind with galactic, and on South Voyager 2 found a lull. Research this barrier is very important, because it separates a sphere with a diameter of about astronomical units. Where are we with you? From aggressive interstellar space. So know the principles of his action for Earthlings, not without wondering. Unfortunately, the life of these probes is not more than 88 years. That's mean that they will transmit information less and less, until forever lost in the dead depths of space. Be with us and stay tuned.